Flippin' Fantastic Podcast, episode 16. I am Alicia the Inked Picker.
And I'm Mo87 Official. We did it.
We made it past the average. Well, I don't know who even said the average, like what the average is, but
yeah,
apparently most podcasts don't make it to 15 or something like that. Or if you can stick with 15, something like that.
We got a lot to say, so we're good.
Yep. I can chat for a while. Okay. Well, I guess first I can go through the comments from the last episode.
Yeah, go ahead.
Grandma Pops, Inked Hubby hitting the sales with the GoPro. Now that's an announcement. So I guess I misunderstood him. He meant he would just go to sales with me, so that way I felt comfortable wearing a GoPro, which he did. He did go with me on Saturday, and it ended up being, and we'll get to this, but it ended up being the day where I bought the most amount of crap that he had to sit in the car with a box on his lap because I literally couldn't fit it anywhere else. So then SSK Promo says, I can't think of a better way to start the show than with the DOG. That's great stuff. And then he ended up putting me on their podcast. I don't know if you saw that. That was pretty funny.
No, I didn't see theirs either. I'm behind.
He took a picture of me and then put it on their podcast like I did with Ken's photo. That was pretty funny.
That's funny.
Then Grumpy Picker says, so it's Kyle and Lori and we didn't give you our sticker. That's crazy. You guys actually did. For some reason, they were the first ones I traded stickers with. So I put the sticker in my fanny pack that I had. And I put everyone else's sticker in my sticker bag with my Inked Picker stickers. So yes, I did get a sticker from Happy and Grumpy Flip. This is my reusable sticker book. So I've got like everybody's stickers in here. Because I have like sticker commitment issues.
Yeah, so I put them in here. I need one of those. I think I have it on my wish list on Amazon.
It's really, I love it. Like it's full. I've got ABC Matt, I've got NC Picker, I got New Jersey Picker, I've got stickers from all kinds of things, like random weird creepy stickers. Anyways, so then when I actually have a place I can use stickers, I can like flip through this. It's kind of like my little custom sticker book.
Right.
Got Bucky's sticker.
Ooh.
Anyways, I got my friend, she sent me these ones. Oh, we're kind of talking about stickers now, but I have a cat named Ninja and a cat named Taco. So she sent me a Ninja cat sticker and a Taco cat sticker. Yeah. So I thought that was adorable. Anyways, and ABC Matt says, damn right, Trash to Cash Bash was fun. I'm going to be like Brian. When am I going to get a shout out? Here's your shout out, Matt.
We've given Matt a shout out before. I'm pretty sure
You think so?
We've mentioned his name. Yeah. So don't be a Brian. Watch the podcast, Matt.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yes. Then Grams and Pots Vintage said, also wanted to ask, have you considered starting some beef with Clickbait Reseller Podcast? Drama gets clicks. And then SSK Promo commented under it, says, bring it. We gotta start the drama. That's what brings the views, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all the comments. Thank you guys. I actually need to sign into the Flippin' Fantastic. We're at 99 subscribers.
You're kidding.
We're at 99. It was like 70 something a few days ago.
A couple days ago I looked and it was like 70.
Someone must have shouted us out because I've been hearing like when people talk about Vegas, when they mention me, sometimes they'd mention the podcast. So I wonder if like we're almost at 100. One more.
Woo-hoo!
Maybe we'll get our 100th subscriber here during the podcast. I don't know.
Keep watching.
Okay, I'm
checking it. That's
okay. Now there we go. Now
wow.
I'll go in.
Yeah, because it was just a couple days ago. I looked at it and it was like 70 something.
Here, I'll put it in the Discord. We're almost at 100 and see if someone subscribes to make our 100th while we're here.
One of those bums that hasn't subscribed yet. Better subscribe. No, I'm just kidding.
We need one more to 100. We are recording as I speak. Who wants to be our 100th subscriber?
You get a shout out.
Yeah, you'll get. We'll see who does it. Anyways, so you had mentioned wanting to talk about fines from this weekend, and also Whatnot, because that seems to be the talk of the Trash to Cash group.
Yeah.
lately. Everyone's getting approved on Whatnot, it seems
Yep.
like. So,
Well,
I don't know if you want to talk about Whatnot first or about fines, whatever you want.
let's do fines. My fines that I have on the table are not from last weekend. They're from the weekend before. Because
They're
I'm
just
behind. I am not like you. I am not boom, 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 buy it listed.
I'm
But
trying.
these
I'm trying. It's so difficult. I was like, I'm gonna get all this stuff listed by Wednesday, so
well,
that way
you've
I
been
just.
getting you got a lot of stuff. So
Oh my god. Yeah. Anyways, yes. Tell us about your finds, though. I'm curious.
some of them I talked about last week. I got and I don't know if like I got to make sure this gets in the shot. I bought 4 of these. They're all different, but this is the one that
Is it a
sells for the
Jemmy?
most. No, it's the Hallmark ones.
Okay, that's kind of cute with the little pink. Oh, the
Yeah.
little bell.
So
That's
this one
cute.
sells for the most. I forget how much but I got 4. I said that last week. There was a guy and he was asking the lady how much in the middle of like me looking at him and her talking to someone else, and she told him 5, but she told me 2 each, so I got 4 for $8.
Oh, I remember that. Okay.
I got there's 3. I got 4, the 3 different kinds, but they work, so that's good. And then I got 3 of these mugs and a tin for these are Laurel Birch. She's a name to look out for. There's other Laurel Birch stuff, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all kind of this.
It's kind of cool.
Getting the glare from the light. Yeah, and it's BURCH. So anyway, I got 3 of these and a tin for $3, and these mugs sell for each of the 3 mugs that I found. Some of them sell for a little less, but these 3 have each sold recently for $25. Although one has a little bit of a chip on the rim, but I'm happy about that.
Those are cool.
Wade Whimsies. I got one of these popcorn guys.
Oh yeah, those are always fun to pick up. I find those for free around here all the time. Like
really?
People just, I wonder if they just think they're not worth anything.
Yeah, I had a couple. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I haven't found any lately, but I found a couple for like 99 cents at Goodwill, and they sold for like $20 each or something.
Wow.
I don't know how much pumpkin head sells for now. I got the. I think I showed that last year. Got that.
A lava lamp.
Lava lamp for $5.
Yes, that's really cool. I got 3 this weekend.
What? That's awesome. What colors?
Well, okay. The first one I saw one in your.
I think I saw one in your picture.
Yeah. So from the first haul, I got it looks actually a lot like yours, except it has purple lava.
Mm-hmm.
The cap on the top it's black, but it's like a plastic cap. It's not a metal one. But I think the cap also on the actual lava lamp, like the glass, it indicates that it might be a vintage one. Then the next day,
this one might be, but I'm not sure. I haven't looked it up yet.
You could tell if you look up that number, if there's a number inside.
Yeah.
Then the next day I got a pink and purple one, but it's more of like a rocket shaped one. It's like really skinny and tall.
Yeah. I like those.
I was so mad because I was testing it. It had a bulb that worked, and it was really loose inside. So if I moved the lamp, it would shut off. I'm like, I'm just gonna go tighten it real quick. So I grabbed a wet rag that I had because I was wiping down stuff, and I went to go turn it, and it exploded. And I was like, why didn't I think?
Yeah.
Like I didn't get hurt or anything. It just scared me for a second. I'm like, like, dang it. And so now I'm struggling to find a bulb that's powerful enough to be hot enough to get this lamp going again so I can take pictures. And I'm so mad because it had a bulb that worked.
Can you take one out of the other one?
I actually am trying that right now. Like I just found the other one. I was listing a little bit ago, and I put it in this other one to see if it works. And then I found a third one, and it's like, I think it's a more modern one, but it's more like a cylinder shape, and it has pink glitter in it. It's no lava, but it's just glitter. So I'm like,
I have a couple glitter ones too. I actually find those more often, but I like them too. But I'm kind of. I think I can get decent money for that, but I'm kind of. I told you I had all these lava lamps that I left when I cut loose from the classroom, and I didn't ever went back.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't bring them with me. I did not have one as big as that though. I had smaller ones. But so I kind of want to keep it a little while anyway. But yeah. I got some purses.
It's nice to just hold on to it, and then
Right.
once you get bored of it, then list it, you know.
I got some purses. This one, I think this one might sell decent. It's in good shape. It's dirty. I need to clean it, but it's one of those Ed Hardy ones.
Oh, Ed Hardy, yes.
Yeah.
That one's cool.
But it's in good shape. The handles, like, they're not cracked or anything, and the inside's pretty clean. The outside, you know,
Looks
it's
nice.
that, you know, but it's that stuff you can wash off. I
like those
like
kind of purses.
3 different purses for like $3. This lady,
Nice.
It was funny. I got those mugs that were worth more, and she had tons of clothes. And it was the last place I went to. And this was a couple weeks ago. And she must resell somewhere, you know, and just clear off every once in a while. And she had t-shirts, and she had like this whole box of like band / there was a few concert t-shirts in there. Maybe she had more, and I didn't see that she had a price, because she had like most of her clothes were like $2-3. So I'm looking through them, and I pick out a couple. I mean, a lot of them were just, you know, Hot Topic kind of things, but like,
yeah,
like a Nirvana shirt, like I could sell that, you know. So and then I saw the side, and she wanted $10 each. I was like, not for, these aren't real concert t-shirts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, she had band t-shirts. I was like, So I put them back. And then I found the purses. So that's kind of, I got a mid-century ice bucket, and there's a couple of things in the back. I had it out here because I did take video, and I was just gonna film a haul. Because I just filmed a haul from the week before. I'm like way behind, and I got some of that stuff listed, and some of it still has to get listed. I'm like way behind, but that's okay. I'm almost back at 500 listings, so
woo!
And I sold 2 things in the last day, so that's pretty good. Because
that's good.
eBay keeps turning on and on for me. At least they were. I sold like a $45 pair of shoes that were free because my mom.
Oh yeah, yesterday, right?
Yeah, my mom. You know, she has arthritis in her feet, and she buys shoes, and then she doesn't like them, so she wears them like once, and they hurt her feet. And these were some ortho. You know, they had like an orthotic insert you could put in, and then I probably could have got more money for them, but I was like, I'll take it because I need my store to start up. And then I sold a Millennial Crystal Champagne. It's the Millennial Collection Crystal Champagne Coaster Waterford. So that sold for $50. So at least I'm not selling cheap stuff. At least I sold some thing that's
I've been selling a lot of cheap stuff. Like I've been accepting super low offers on shoes just to get them out.
Well, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. I'd be happy with that too. I'm just glad that I didn't have two $12 sales, and I had two like $50 sales.
Yeah,
when I only had 2 sales. I'll take some more sales if they're cheap. But it's hopefully I get my store start. I don't know.
Mine was going off yesterday.
Yours was on fire.
Yeah, it was just. I woke up and I got like 10 to 12 sales yesterday, or just random offers too that it's stuff I could accept. It wasn't stuff that was super low. I was like, well, might as well get it out because I've got a bunch of crap I'm going to throw in the trailer and I need room.
Yeah.
See, like Thursday, I have pictures of like all my hauls from this week. Like Thursday, I got up Thursday morning. There was a couple sales. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. Because you're probably going to say it.
Yeah. So Thursday morning, I woke up. Went to a couple sales. There was a couple at 8 a.m. and the rest were in the afternoon. So I found that Rainbow Bright sleeping bag for $1. I haven't even opened it up yet, but I saw it was Rainbow Bright and I was like, I almost missed it too. Cause it was like in a pile of like, there was like linen, like random like tablecloths and stuff. And I just saw that like on top. And I'm like, oh yeah. So I grabbed that. I got mushroom canister set for $10, which I just sold today on Facebook Marketplace. I sold that for $35 locally. So I didn't want to ship it, and I've sold that same set before. So I was like, it's going to sell on Facebook locally. Got one of those giant MCM cats it's like a clay cat.
Mm-hmm.
But it's big though. It's really big, and it has like an oil slick color to it. But it's like hand painted and everything. Like that was a big thing for them to make. I got a swung vase and a carnival glass punch bowl
Ooh,
set, which I also just put on Facebook Marketplace.
What's the swung vase look like?
It's just a little green one. I looked it up and it said also Viking glass, a lot like that fairy light that I sold. But
yeah.
Anyways, I got all that, and I got like one of those Garfield it has suction cups on his little hands, so you like can put them on a window or something. I've sold that exact one before, and that was actually one of the first things that sold, so I got that listed like right away.
I love Garfield stuff.
Yeah, well, I've been picking it up a lot.
So big in the 80s, I guess. So now he's like, because he was on everything. Like, yeah, you know, when I was in school, your folders and everything, Garfield. It was a couple weekends ago, but I bought, he's up for sale. He's like in a jester costume, almost like, the Mardi Gras colors, little stuffed animal.
Oh,
he has been selling, he sells around 50. So I put him up high because he was in really good shape.
Is it like a little one or like how big is the plush? Oh, okay.
Like that. I got him for like 50 cents. So, I mean, I'll take an offer, but I figured, why not try? He's sold for 50.
For sure.
But yeah, anything Garfield is a bolo.
I've sold a lot of Garfield.
One of my one of the vintage channels that I like to watch, they're called Fat Bird Finds. And they started a show when everybody was on lockdown, and on Friday nights they flippin' and sippin', so they have drinks, they show hauls, they sell stuff, and they play games, whatever. And they had the one it's two girls, Laura and Mary Beth, and Laura always buys like boxes of like junk at auctions, whatever, and they went through this box and they had all these Garfield figurines. Some of those things, when you looked them up on eBay, they sold a lot of them on the show, but I mean, she bought like a $5, I don't know how much the box was, but it was cheap, and those Garfield figurines went for a lot. And they're just like little PVC,
just little plastic like Happy Meal looking things.
Yep. I don't know if you when I was a kid, they're just like plasticky PVC like figurines, yeah. And they're vintage. Yeah. So
that's
anyway,
look out for.
And your fairy lamp, that's what I was gonna say. You sold that.
So that's getting on. I'm getting on to that. But then Thursday afternoon, so I was getting stressed out because, like I talked about, I'm having a small procedure done on Wednesday. Well, then that place called me and they talked to me about my insurance, and then I got all stressed out about health insurance and blah 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 because they were telling me something that it was just there was a miscommunication. So I got super stressed out about that. And then my husband's like, "Oh, do you want to go out to eat for lunch?" And I'm like, "Well, there's a sale starting at noon, but I'll go and I'll just like go late to the sale." Yeah. Then as we're sitting there eating, I was all stressed out because like all this stuff happened at once and I was just overwhelmed. And then so I was like, okay, I'm going to map out what my garage sales are going to be like for the afternoon. I originally put that one that started at noon to go to first, but it was like way across town. And I looked at one that was starting at 1 that was like a couple blocks away from where we ate. I was like, oh, I'll go to that one first. I park and like no one's there yet. I got there a little early. And so I was like, oh, I'll just wait. And then there's this one guy that is like my main competitor in town because I see him all the time at the sales I go to. He gets there, parks, and like starts walking up. And then the lady walks up and she like opens up the house because like she's not there. She like pulled up and opened it up. Yeah. I wait like a couple minutes, then I go in and she's like, oh, it's just dig through whatever you want. We'll figure out a price. And it's just a house just full of stuff. I end up finding a lava lamp. I got one of those big vintage felt paintings. I had like 4 of them with unicorns on it, but I found one with a little like Rottweiler puppy on it. And it sold
like they sell really velvet?
Well. Yeah, black velvet and wooden frame on the outside. Right. And on the back usually it says made in Mexico. At least all the ones I have had. So like says that, but I actually just sold the big unicorn one I had. I actually just packed it up last night and that was fun. Got an American Girl doll and another like rare doll according to Google Lens for $20 a piece. A whole cabinet of crystals This video is
Ooh.
coming up because it's like a
Wow.
whole cabinet of crystals and agate belt buckles, $20. Like
What?
for the whole thing. And then when I was there, I was so overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my God, I need it. And then I look, there's a random shoe box and it's like boots. And I'm like, oh, these look like nice boots. I open the box, it's full of Polly Pockets.
Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah. You had
oh,
mentioned that.
I was like, oh my God. So and then while I was there, my friend calls me, my one friend that lives here in town that's local. And she's like, hey, like, she was like, I'm watching your newest video. I found like those cards and sleeves at the bins in Vegas. And she's like, I
Mhm.
want those. And I'm like, oh, I haven't listed them yet. We can work some out. Like, oh,
Mhm.
whatever. And I'm like, hey, I'm at this house, this estate sale. And it was like for this lady's parents that had passed away. And like they were a
Mhm.
part of the Rock and Mineral Club here locally. I'm like, they have cases of crystals in the basement. And my friend loves crystals. I'm like, you need to
Mhm.
come over here. So
Oh,
she did. And she
man.
ended up buying out like 3 huge cases of crystals. I just got the one, the
Mhm.
tiniest one, because I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. But then she bought all the other ones, so I had to help her. And there I found she also found this really cool Mayan chessboard. It has like carved stone on it. It was
Oh, cool.
wooden, very cool. And the lady only wanted $10. I'm like,
Wow.
and I look it up and it's only like maybe $60, $75 chess set, but it's still
Mhm.
really cool. Like it's really intricate. Anyways, I picked up
Yeah.
3 smaller stone chessboards like this big, like maybe a 8x8, 10x10 little one. Then I got 2 big stone chessboards, which I have sold just the boards before.
Mhm.
A Mickey Mouse telephone, and then like random little just random little trinkets and stone things. And I was just, my mind was blown. I was just like, wow. And like at the
Wow.
end I ended up paying her, I think like 110. It was a little over 100 for everything. And I'm like, just the Polly Pockets, I think I'll make all my money back.
Mhm.
And I was just ecstatic about all the crystals. I'm like, like her prices were just amazing. Like you don't go to the crystal store and get that much for so cheap. My friend bought those 3 big cases. I think she had paid her about $100 as well, but there are 3 big cases with like big raw crystals in them.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
When did Polly Pockets come out?
Good question. I want to say the 90s
Yeah. Okay.
because I
That's
had a
what
few
I
when I was
thought, because I
younger.
don't think,
It says 1989,
yeah. Okay.
or
That
it was
makes sense.
licensed in 1989.
Okay. It wasn't,
Oh, wait. Polly Pocket is a toy line of dolls, blah, blah, blah. Designed by Chris Wiggs in 1983 and licensed by Bluebird Toys from 1989 until both entities and properties were acquired by Mattel in 1998.
yeah, so that's when, like, they really were out there, I guess, in the
Because I
90s.
remember having the little tiny, like little dolls and like,
Mhm.
but
I
some of the
just
ones I did pick up were from my childhood. Like I
Because I
had a
know what
few.
they are. Yeah. I know what they are,
Yeah.
but I like my youngest sisters are almost 7, they're almost 7 years younger than me, a couple months
Mm-hmm.
shy. 7 months, 7 years. And I don't remember them having them. And they have, there's toys I remember just because there's a bigger gap between us and I remember them
Uh-huh.
having, but I don't remember them. I mean, I know what they are, but yeah, we didn't
I
have them.
think my mom
My
originally she
cousins
got a
probably
lot
had
of
them.
toys for my sister and I
Yeah.
from garage sales. So I'm
Mhm.
thinking she got them at garage sales, but I just remembered there's one Polly Pocket mansion I used to have, and I love that thing. And it looks like it sells on eBay for, well, on auction and not complete, $31, but I'm thinking maybe 50, 60. Oh my gosh, someone
Wow.
99 best offer. I don't know. I regret getting rid of that one because that was just, I loved that one because like it had so many room. $150? Vintage 1984 Polly Pocket Light Up Magical Mansion playset with Polyville map. It doesn't let me see the whole listing. Anyways, got those and I was pumped. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, I'm pretty sure I mentioned Polly Pocket on our reseller wish list, or not wish list, like
Yeah.
bucket list. I
Mhm.
don't remember if I
Yeah.
did,
I
but
think
that was
you
like,
might have. I mean, I know they're a bolo and I know what they are. I just
mhm.
like I didn't
And there are
I never.
modern ones now, and they look
Yeah.
kind of similar, but I think they made them bigger because I think there was an issue with like them being a choking hazard.
Too small. Yeah.
Anyways, then on Friday, I was like, nothing can top Thursday. I'm like, I found Polly Pockets. I got a couple rare American Girl dolls. I got crystals. I'm like, I got stuff for me and stuff to resell. Then
Mhm.
I go on Friday. That's the day that there was 2 citywides. The highway sale had also started, but I was going to wait till Saturday to go with my husband on that. So I went to 2 citywides and then also hit all the sales in my town. So I got up early, hit all the sales in my town, nothing super amazing. I found a few things. Then it was already like 9 or 10 o'clock. Then I went to the first citywide. There was a
Mhm.
few, so it's a small town, so I just go and up and down each street because there's a few streets and you just go up and down and you find them all pretty much.
Right.
I get to one sale, it's unmarked. I just drive by, it's on the main street. I'm driving by and I see a garage open with tables and stuff out. And I'm like, oh, it must be a sale. So I park like a block away. I walk up. No one's in the garage, but things are on the table. Things are priced. And like I saw like someone's coffee sitting on the table. I'm like, oh, maybe they just went inside to like use the restroom or whatever. It was cold out too. And I'm like, oh, maybe they're
Yeah.
older and they were cold. And I look and there's like, you know, those vintage like suitcases. I used to have one that says like going to grandma's on it, but it's just like a little suitcase, got a cute little
Right.
latch on the front.
Yeah.
There was one of those. I'm walking and I look and it's sitting right there on the table full of Bratz dolls. And it says $1 on it. I'm like, $1 for all of these Bratz and a vintage suitcase. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I like start grabbing that. And I look under that table. There's another red suitcase that's closed, but it says on the sticker $1 and it says Barbies. And I open it, it's just full of Barbies. I'm like, holy crap. And then I find a Bratz car and like I start making a little pile and I find this like vintage Chrissy and Friend fashion tote. It's like a really vintage doll. I don't know anything
Mhm.
about it. I've never seen this thing before.
Yeah.
And I like made a pile and I see someone else pull up like in this person's driveway. And so I'm like, okay, well, I better like gather everything I want and like
Yeah.
pay this person. So I knock on the door because no one's come out yet. And this
Mhm.
lady comes out. She's like young, like she's probably about my age, maybe a couple years older. And she's like, "Oh, sorry, I was just thrown into the sale. I don't really know what's going on." I'm like, "No, no worries." I'm like, "I just found these brats." Oh, she's like, "Oh, these Bratz dolls." She's like, "These were mine." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Do you have any more?" And she's like, "Actually, yeah, 1 second." She goes in and brings me out a sealed Bratz doll in the box. And she's like,
Oh,
"This
wow.
sells for like 200 on eBay." But she's like, "I just want like $5 for it." And I'm like, "Are you
What?
kidding me?" And the mom was there, and the mom was like, "Are you sure? Like, are you sure you want to do that?" And like, so it's like, I was like, "I'll absolutely take it." And I'm like, "Do you have any more?" And she's like, "Oh, on the table over there, there's a big one. There's like a big, like 2 or 3 foot Bratz doll, like with the stand, and it's like has a
Yeah.
whole outfit. $5 for
Mhm.
that." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And
Oh,
I
wow.
talked to them for a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, we have Polly Pockets and stuff too." I'm like, "I'm definitely interested in those." I gave them my number. If they'll actually get a hold of me, I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Right.
I ended up having to go get my car and like pull up to their house to like load all the stuff. So I found all that and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I ended up giving them more than they wanted because I felt really bad that like she only wanted $1 for a suitcase full of Bratz dolls and like it has all kinds of accessories. I haven't even looked through it yet. I'm just like so overwhelmed with the amount of Barbies and Bratz I've picked up this weekend. Um, then I found 2 blow molds that day for $1 a piece. One of the big candle ones, I think Kevin, the Commonwealth Picker, had one. The big
Mhm.
candle for a
Yeah.
dollar. And then there's a little snowman one, maybe cut 2 or 3 feet, $1 a piece. Found a couple water babies. Do you know what those are?
I think so. I've heard of them.
Like you actually fill
Refresh
them
my
up with
memory.
water.
Yes, yes, uh-huh. So
And
they
then,
kinda got,
so
like,
yeah,
weight,
so
I
I had
guess. Yeah.
found they're weird because my sister used to have one. It was Tigger. Well, it had like a little onesie on it, like Tigger from Winnie the
Mhm.
Pooh.
Yeah.
So I found a set of 2 of them, and I found if you have the 2 and they're like fine and no leaks, they can sell for quite a bit. So I found those. Told
Oh,
my
wow.
mom about it, and she ended up finding the one that my sister and I used to have as a kid 'cause she still
Mhm.
had it. So she
Yeah.
has that one for me. So I have 2 Tigger ones, 1 Pooh one. Uh lava lamp. I found this really cool, like, ornate chair at a sale, and I was like, "Oh, how much
Mhm.
you want?" He's like, $5. She's like, "I have the matching, like, vanity for it. I just don't like the chair, but it's really pretty." I
Mhm.
think you saw that.
Yeah, I
And
saw that. It's pretty.
I picked up a thing of a huge lot of calico critters. And I thought it was my mom that was talking to me about that. But my mom was like, oh, I was watching one of your old podcasts. Mo was the one that mentioned calico critters to you.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently. But I got a big lot for $25 with like maybe 20 little characters, a big house, a tree house, like a little bus. Like, I'm surprised how much money those bring in.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. I had
they're
never
so cute.
heard of them until I watched a video. Someone bought them, and then I found a doll, the house, and a bunch of accessories and a bunch of doll, like, figures at Goodwill for like $10. I sold them for a lot.
The accessories are so tiny. Like this one set is like a barbecue set. It had like little tiny mushrooms, like so tiny. I almost lost them like on my carpet because they're so tiny.
I have one like little set of stuff that I can't believe it hasn't sold from them. It's like it's a stove. I have some pots. It's just like some miscellaneous kitchen stuff, but like a stove, pots and pans and stuff, and it didn't sell. I know the house that I had, like, you put batteries in it, and the fireplace there was lights in it lit up and stuff. I sold that separate, but the calico critters, always like be on the lookout.
Yes, they're just little fuzzy little creatures like this big. There's like cats and bears, and I have pandas, and there's all kinds of ones.
There's different versions. I think like Fisher Price or Mattel makes Woodsy Friends or something.
Oh, yep.
That are similar.
Actually, just sold a set of those. Yep.
And they're not called in Europe or Britain. They're called Sylvan Friends or something, not calico, but they're the same thing. But yeah.
Oh. Anyways, the whole lot, $25.
Wow.
And I split it up into like 5 lots. So I made, there was a treehouse one, got that, found the 3 that came with it or whatever, or like what came with the set, tried to complete it as much as I could, listed it as is, and there was like a couple vehicles. I listed those separately. Anyways, I found one of those vintage Mr. Coffee is like one of those dual coffee makers. I don't know what it's called, but I found one for 50 cents. The only kicker with it is the lady said she broke the other coffee pot that goes with it because it's like a double-sided one.
Right.
So I looked on eBay, I found one for like $18 free ship, and I'm wondering, I'm like really debating if I should sell it as is. The thing is, there's none other that are listed that are incomplete like mine that only have the one coffee pot.
Right.
So I'm debating if I want to, spend that money. It's Mr. Coffee.
Oh.
I think I saw Kevin sell it, or maybe it was someone in the Discord had one, but it's like it's 2.
The coffee pot is not different than like a 1, right? Is it the same?
It's like it's tiny. It's like this big.
Oh.
It's a smaller. I think it's like 3 quart or 3. No, not a quart, but like 3 pint,
3 cups or something. Yeah.
Yeah, or 3 cups. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
So the lady says it works. So
I was gonna say, because I'll look at them. I'll be on the lookout at Goodwill because there's like always coffee pots there. But
I know, and
I don't think I ever see those.
And the only way I could find the coffee pot I needed was I just put like 3 cup Mr. Coffee coffee pot, and you can find it. But I don't think some people know it's actually a replacement piece for also this coffee maker. Right. So anyways, I'm just kind of in a debate with myself on if I want to complete it and then ship it off, because if it's complete, I think it brings around $50. But as is, it might be like 30, but it's like, oh, would I rather spend the extra, whatever. Anyways, I found a sealed cookbook that's worth around 30, 25, 30. That was fun.
Nice.
That was all from Friday. Then Saturday, my car was so full. So my husband, he was like, okay, let's just take it easy on Saturday, because like he doesn't like to get up super early and hit the sales. Like I'll fight myself to get out of bed to go to sales. I'm like, okay. So we sleep in. It's like 10 o'clock. Well, I tell him we should leave around 10. So he's like, okay. So we do. And we go hit the first sale. There's no sales here in town that are like opening on Saturday, so we just start hitting the highway sale right away. Yeah. The first one we stop at is where I find the 2 fairy lamps I showed you. Excuse me. One of which I sold yesterday, or was it yesterday? 2 days ago for $75 within hours. Viking green fairy light. It was 4.75 inches tall. I was really surprised because I saw them I was wearing a GoPro to this sale, so eventually this footage will come out. But I was walking around this little place. We're making conversation with this lady. I'm like, oh crap, there's 2 fairy lamps. I'm like, I remember you had mentioned those. I look at them and they're like priced at like they were like less than $5 a piece. So I'm like, I don't know how much these are worth, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab them. I'm like, these are the first ones I've come across since you've mentioned, and luckily that one was worth it.
Yeah. I never find. I mean, I find fairy lights, but I find the lower end ones. They usually sell, but I never find anything Viking here. And I was. It seems like it's a
See, I didn't know anything about
thing.
Viking. Really,
anything like Viking glass. It seems like everybody I see that finds it is in the Midwest.
But anyways, that sale was so good because I found that. Then I found a Bratz doll there for under $3, and then I found a Barbie doll, which I Google lensed it. Turns out it's a Shakira Barbie doll, and they're in really good shape. They look like they're maybe taken out of the box, played with a couple times. Their whole outfits are there. Yeah, got those. And this lady's like, "Oh, it was a really windy day, and like things were like blown over." And he's like, "Oh, all the stuff out there by the road is a country road." She's like, "Oh, all the stuff out there by the road's free." And I go back out there and I found some vintage like Neopets. If anyone ever finds anything Neopets, because that was like my childhood, that sells for a lot. Even the little handheld Neopets game, that was one of my major pickups. I picked up for like, it was in a random Game Boy lot. It was just in there, and I sold that thing alone for $75. Wow. Just a little handheld Neopets game that I don't even know where you would have got them. Maybe Walmart. Kind of like a Tamagotchi or like a little virtual pet type thing. Right. It's like that. Yeah. So keep an eye out for those. The one I had was the yellow one, but I know that there's other ones that are more rare. A Columbia jacket, like a heavy, like 2-layer one, got that for free because that was just in her free pile. Found a couple shelf sitters, like strawberries, and they're anthropomorph.
Yeah, they can sell pretty
whatever
well.
That, but they have faces on them. Whatever the anthropomorphic. Found a couple swung vases, a sealed Hunchback of Notre Dame blanket, still in the package.
This was on the free pile.
Oh, that wasn't in the free pile. Sorry, that was at a different sale. I'm looking at the picture. In the free pile, there wasn't much else in the free pile. I got some little trinkets and like little old McDonald's toys, some completed like make it bake it sun catchers and stuff like that. Just picked up all that. Then I went to a few other sales. Told someone that I was a YouTube reseller, so they were all like asking me a bunch of questions that I might put footage of. The one lady, I gave her my number, and she actually just texted me right when we started the podcast that she has glass and stuff that she wants to sell. So maybe I'll find some cool glass stuff. I don't know. Kermit hand puppet with the box. 3 tubs of Barbies for $3 a piece. Wow. The first 2 were $3 a piece with like accessories inside. And then I was looking at the biggest box, which it was a big tub. I don't know how big, but with wheels on it, with random Barbie stuff. And the lady's like, $3 for all of it. You take it. I'm like, and everything in that one was individually priced. And I was like, well, crap. And that's what like pushed me over the edge. That was like the last sale we hit before we went home. And that's what filled my car up. But anyway, just lots of random stuff. And we went to this random town. It was like one of the last really tiny towns till we started heading back towards where we live. This town was so small that they had their sales in a really old school building in a really old church. And the school building was really creepy because we drove by. I'm like, oh my gosh, that building, like just looking at it just gives me chills. And I see a neon yellow sale sign on the inside. I'm like, oh my gosh, the sale's inside the schoolhouse. So we go, and I found some cool stuff in there. And it sucked though because I had no service. So I sat there and I had to look something up, and it took like 5 minutes just to load on my phone. And there was probably other good stuff in there, but anyways, I could yap about this all day, but it's just there's just so much. Oh, and found Lisa Frank stuff too.
Oh wow,
some folders and like a little pencil sharpener. I thought nothing of it, and it was in a jewelry bin that I was looking through, and I finally looked bottom and I found like the Lisa Frank logo. I'm like, oh my gosh, I like was looking at it for so long. And yeah, and now I'm just getting it to the point of listing all of this stuff, which is kind of a pain in the butt. Getting drafts made just so I'm prepared.
You're on fire. I mean, I got good
Dude, and
stuff, but I didn't get that much good stuff. So
oh, let's
I
check. Did we get our
I
100th
want to know.
subscriber yet? Nope, not yet. Go ahead.
Oh, the Discord letting us down. Come on, you bums. Um, I oh, Brad Styles. I never think, but I guess I should start looking at them.
Yes.
I guess I never look at them. I don't know
Just the
why.
one. I think I haven't really looked at, like, I knew Brats were valuable. I know Barbies are too, but I know
Mhm.
Brats and like Monster High are a lot more sought after, I feel like.
Okay.
But I think after watching like Teresa and Corey at Grandma
Mhm.
Pop's Vintage, when I watched them, they sell a lot of Barbies. But
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
thinking I
always
just don't have
looking
the
for Barbie
passion.
stuff,
I don't
but
have the passion for Barbie dolls. For Bratz
right,
though, and
yeah.
Monster
Mhm.
High, I like those. So I'm thinking since I have so many dolls, I might do a Whatnot auction of just
Yeah.
dolls.
Mhm.
Just Barbie dolls.
Right.
Um just because that's just there's
I
so much.
I played with Barbies, but not they weren't my favorite. My younger sisters, all three of them loved Barbies. And you know how
Mhm.
Barbie's so hard to dress. Like I was older, I'd have to dress Barbie. And
Uh-huh.
but they had so much Barbie stuff. Like that was something my mom gave away. Like there was a giant box of I they had the townhouse, they had the dream house, they had jacuzzis, they had cars, they had
Wow.
everything. They had so many clothes. And we had a couple old Barbies that were like one of my aunts.
Mhm.
Like somebody had it. I don't know if it was in the Discord or if it was something else I was watching, but she's I think it was in Discord. She was an older Barbie and she seems to be pretty valuable and she's got like a short mod haircut, you know?
Mhm.
And we had that Barbie. I was like, "Oh, dang, man." I know my mom gave them all away at some point. She just was like tired of them.
Mhm.
There was just
And yeah,
like
we got rid
two
of
giant
ours
moving
too.
boxes in the basement
Oh man.
of all the stuff that they had. Mm.
I remember when my sister and I finally like became too old to play with Barbies. Like
Yeah.
we like took out our whole Barbie collection and we like put it on Facebook. And
Mhm.
like some lady with a daycare ended up buying them all. But I
Yeah.
remember my Bratz doll I had was in there. I can't remember about any of the other Barbies. I know I had like some type of beach Barbie, but it was like a mom and daughter Barbie and they had like matching outfits. And I remember being
Mhm.
so cute. And I'm like, those I remember getting that playset for, like, Christmas or my birthday or something. And we at the same time, we also sold all of our Polly Pockets, which I beat myself up for. It was like,
Yeah.
there's no way I would have known. But there is some stuff that me and my mom held on to that she still
Yeah.
has, so, um but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I got so much, it's just getting through it all, and, like, I'm excited. I'm like, "What to list?" 'Cause I'm excited about everything. I'm like, I gotta pick one thing and just list it. I did get rid of a few pairs of shoes, but then in turn, I did find in that old church at that town, I did find 2 pairs of Birkenstocks. They are
Oh,
kinda
that
rough.
I
They're
mean,
they're
okay.
$2 a piece. I'm
I will
like,
say though, like Birkenstocks look rough, but people still
mhm.
buy them.
I think it's like Doc Martens, like, it's just no
Yeah.
matter what, people will buy
Well,
them.
and like what you're looking at with the Birkenstocks is actually where
Mhm.
the like at least you don't see the inside of the Doc Martens where their foot was, you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
yeah. You see
So,
their well, people always say, "Ew," they buy it. I'm like, but that's just what it does. It's not like it's dirty. It just
it's
because
just
your
like
foot
when
is
you
on
put
it,
pressure
changes.
yeah, when you stand on
Right,
it.
yeah.
And then
But
I
yeah,
put in the Discord
people
yesterday oh, good.
oh, I was just gonna say people, I guess they buy the Birkenstocks that they, maybe ones they can't find anymore. I don't know.
Or maybe they're hard to break in, and they would
Yeah,
rather
I
have
don't
ones
know.
that are
Yeah.
used, that way they're broken in I don't know.
Mhm.
Um, but yesterday I put in the Discord that, I my sales are on fire. I rewarded myself by going to Goodwill and buying more shoes, which okay, to be fair, because I know most of those people in there that are shaking their head at me. The one pair was a
You're
pair of
like
New
Dave with
Balances.
Plush.
Yes. I looked at the one pair of New Balances that I got. There's more sold than there are listed, so I picked those up, and they were in good condition. I didn't have to clean them or anything. Just they're good. I could just bring them home, list them, throw them up. They're good. The other ones was a pair of Snoopy Vans, which they did seem to sell okay. It looks like they had them in children's size as well, but they also had adult sizes for
Mhm.
these particular style. So I got them because they were cool, and that's all I found. Oh, and then I was walking out and I found a cool like some sort of electronics, so I need to get that tested or whatever. But yeah, I was just listing and getting stuff put out. Like right now, I have my bin of packages out on the porch, and it's just overflowing with
I
packages,
wish
which is
mine was.
good.
I
I
actually
listed for
2
quite a
things.
while yesterday.
Yeah, I
That's all I got.
organized
I
and took
mean,
tons of pictures yesterday.
that's
But
good.
um I have a death mountain. I don't even have a death pile. I was like sorting too. So this will bring us into
Mhm.
like the other topic, the whatnot
Mhm.
topic. I was like kind of sorting things, like small things that I was thinking of the model of 50 under 15, okay, I'll
Mhm.
put that aside for whatnot. So I know you have done some sales on whatnot, and I just
Mhm.
did my onboarding yesterday, and
Mhm.
as well as a whole bunch of people on Discord.
I
So
think
there's
they're
a
all
lot of
inspired
us
by
that are
Dave.
all,
Everyone got
yeah,
inspired at one time.
and I was like, I kept putting it off. I was like, I have like a lot of stuff that if I can get people to come to my Discord, come to my whatnot, I think would sell. Like I see other people selling this stuff, that doesn't sell so great or for as much on
Mhm.
eBay, or it's not worth the time or something. And then like so I was sorting, I have like even just like over the last couple weeks, like I'll pick up like small like Christmassy things that I know will go. So I've been putting them in like a pile, Christmas sale, I guess, stuff like
Mhm.
that. But yeah, so whatnot. Any tips that you have?
One thing I wanted to mention real quick before whatnot. I
Mhm.
did
Okay.
I did upgrade my eBay store. I know
Oh
we had
yeah.
talked about
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Finally upgraded. Now I can list up to like 1,000 a month, and I'm pumped about it. Cause now it's like
Mhm.
I shouldn't ever have a death pile, but it also makes me worried about winter. Cause I'm like I like to store stuff for the winter because over
Right.
here there's only Goodwill. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I got to figure it out. Anyways, but with whatnot, I find that what some people do, I think Dave does this too when he does whatnots, is they'll take a picture and they'll make a little listing for every individual item.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's how I did my first one, my first
Mhm.
whatnot, but I found it's very time consuming. It's basically
Right.
like making eBay listings all over again. So what
Mhm.
I like to do, I like to get a bunch of like items that are similar in weight. So, I've done jewelry auctions, I've done video game
Mhm.
auctions where everything's the same weight, so you can make the same shipping profile, or like you can make a listing that says video game 1, video game 2. But if you just put
Okay.
video game and then you put a quantity of 50, and then there's a
Right.
little checkbox you can click that says like make an individual listing for each one, you can do that.
Yeah.
Um, or like say like example, like in the future I'm going to do a Barbie whatnot. I can just, make a shipping profile that works for just Barbies. So that way you don't have to make a single listing for every single one because it's so
Right.
time
I
consuming.
and I
I hate that.
So I'm thinking too, it would maybe
Hmm.
that matters more about like what you're listed, like if you are having like some things that are a little higher dollar, I guess,
Hmm.
or individualized, maybe you would do that.
Hmm.
But like I know you did like jewelry, like the watches you did that time. I can, yeah.
Yeah, just because I didn't want to take a picture of every single one, and
Right, right.
and then in the
Mhm.
end, some of the shipping was off because at the end I wanted to get rid of the rest of the watches, so I lotted up like 5 together for
Right.
the price of
Mhm.
one. It was just like all the ones that no one wanted.
Yeah.
Um, and then in the end, there was a couple orders that were a little bit over on shipping, but so far I have not been in trouble with Whatnot for shipping.
Mhm.
Just try to make it as accurate as possible. But
Right.
I don't know, I like Whatnot. And the only thing is you have to wait until they get the item before you get your money,
Right,
which also
right.
oh, excuse me, which also kind of sucks, but
Well, and
I
that's
enjoy it. It's good for
um
getting rid of bulk items like the
right.
watches from the auction or like
Mhm.
Barbies or I've done video games too, and I got rid of a bunch of. I did a whole video game auction. I ended up making like $800 on the one auction because I
Wow.
sold so much. But I also had consoles with me too, like an Xbox. I had I think a couple Nintendo DSs or two
Mhm.
DSs, but I just had a bunch, and I just pretty much sold it all in that one night, which was
Oh wow.
amazing. Great.
Nice. Um, I know the thing about you don't get paid until they get it. Like you have to
Until you
have
have
you
like 1,000 sales or something like that,
and
then
then
they'll
you
pay you
yeah.
instantly.
Because remember
Mhm.
Dave did a whole video about how he realized he hadn't got paid for all this whatnot
Uh-huh.
because
I
it
don't know what that was. Like
it
what
like
happened again?
whatnot wasn't saying that it was delivered.
Oh,
It wasn't
right.
showing as delivered on Whatnot's end, but it had been like 30 days and nobody complained. And, so
Mhm.
like, I don't know if they've changed that, if like after a certain amount of time. I mean, like you said, if you make 1,000 sales, then you just get your money. But in the
Yep.
beginning, you probably should like watch it and make sure that you're getting your money.
Mhm.
I don't think it'll be a problem for me because I'll probably make like 2 sales if I make anything, but, we
I've
did
done
talk
like
about go ahead.
go ahead.
No, you go.
I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've done at least 7 shows, at least 8 shows, and I've only
Okay.
made 135 sales according to my Whatnot.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so getting to 1,000 is kind of hard work unless you have a lot of
Right.
big shows where you're selling a bunch of individual items. But if you're
Right.
lotting a bunch up, which
Yeah.
helps you because they do have like there's a fee that they put on every individual sale, but it's better if you
Mhm.
lot it up like multiple items so you don't have, 10 different items rather in
Right.
one group
Right.
rather than 10 individual. Um,
Mhm.
but in a way it would help you um get more items sold. But
Yeah. So now they
yeah.
have this new thing, right? Who was I watching? And they were like, "Oh, let's raid somebody." So you've been raided, right, by Dave?
Yep, by Dave.
So I wasn't on Dave's when you got rated. So I didn't realize what happens is because I guess I was on somebody's, it must have been, was it Dave? I guess. They were like, "Oh, let's choose to raid." And it was like, it was Harold Tornado. And I didn't end up watching. I turned it off. It was time for
Uh-huh.
bed. But, but it automatically takes you like to that show, right? I mean,
Yep,
all of a
it's a
sudden,
lot like being on Twitch, like, if I raid someone
yeah,
after my stream, it's
right.
basically that, which is
Yeah.
cool.
So that's
Mhm.
awesome. I like that. Um, because people on Discord were talking about, going on after Dave so you can get rated by him. That's a little late for me. Like I'm like, oh my god, I'd be in my bed in pajamas
Yeah,
by like the
he
time
does
he's off.
go.
Well, he's at the same time zone as me and he doesn't start till later, like 8 or something, and he's done
Mhm.
at like 10, and I mean, could I? Yes. Am I still up then? Yes. Do I want to do work then? No, But I that was a cool, I know, I was thinking about that when they were doing that. I was like, anybody gonna do an afternoon show and then they can raid me?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was that's cool. I like that feature. Help your friends out, or you know, send your people over. So
It's just good
on
to
that,
kinda
we were
get
talking
new
about,
followers.
yeah, we got a lot of ladies that have signed up lately on our Discord. So we need to do a little train and rate each other for that once we all get
Yeah, that'd
our
be
act,
fun. That'd be really cool.
together. Like I have to get my act together. But yeah, so I'm kind of excited about it. A little apprehensive, but
And we
whatever.
also may have
Mhm.
some guests, female
Oh
guests
yeah,
coming
yeah.
on to here soon. Nothing
Mhm.
against the males, but I think there's a lot of people, females in the Discord that I'd love to hear from other female resellers because it seems to
Right.
be there's not a
There's a
lot
lot
of
of
.
there's there's a lot of mansplaining in this space. Just saying. There's a lot of men.
Yes.
And I don't see a lot of them asking the ladies to come be guests on their shows. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, Dave.
Anyway. But yeah, so we'll have some ladies of reselling on. Talk to
Yeah,
them.
that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm. So look for that. Oh, and I'm actually gonna pull an NC picker, and I'm gonna move, not my house. I'm gonna move my room.
Oh, okay.
So I'm saying it out loud so that maybe I'll get it done in the next by the summer.
Hold yourself accountable.
Yeah. Well, okay. So it's such a tight squeeze in here, and then when I bring my stuff in here to kind of like I should do it downstairs, but my dog is down there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I should do it in the basement, but I don't have enough table space. Like I need another table, but I don't want to. I keep looking for. I went to this garage sale, and this lady had a table out, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh, I wonder if that's for sale." And somebody went up to her and they were like, "How much for the table?" She's like, "No, I just haven't put it up yet. It's not for sale. It's mine." I
Oh
was like, "Oh,
man.
it was like a folding table," but
Yeah.
and it's my basement, and my basement is gray
You
and
can always set up a
dingy.
green screen if you wanted to.
Yeah, but that's for another time.
Mm-hmm.
But so anyway, so this is the smallest bedroom, and it was always the office. And
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, we had big giant computers, and we had a big giant desk, and then we got rid of it, and it was still an office. I had a desk and store stuff in here, but we got a few years ago we got a sauna. And my husband wanted to put in the
Oh.
basement. My husband wanted to put it in the basement. I said, I'll never go down there and use it. And now I'm down in the basement all the time. So
Do
anyway,
some listings and go in the
yeah, I
sauna.
go in the sauna. But it's in here. And right now I'm blocking it with all my crap. Because this room is
Mm-hmm.
small. So the sauna takes up most of the room. And I'm like facing it. It's like right in front of me. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to get out of here, and I'm gonna go into the other bedroom, which is the guest bedroom. And nobody comes to visit us anymore because I don't know, old people don't don't visit as much as we did when we were younger. Like I used to have friends over
Uh-huh.
all the time. So I'm just gonna go. There's some furniture in there I'm gonna get rid of, and I'm gonna set this up in here. I'll have more room, and then I'll be able to get back in my sauna. But I'm gonna do it, Dave. I'm like, I'm gonna move all my stuff, but I won't do
Tear
it in
down
like
your store and
yeah,
start from
exactly.
scratch.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I need like I'm like I can't move this chair around because I'm like stuck in here. But yeah, so hopefully and I would like a little bit like to spread out a little more if I do have a whatnot sale, so I have some room,
Mm-hmm.
behind me to like put stuff, you know. Um I don't think I would start like with like I have lots of jewelry. I would start small when I start, but anyway, so maybe by the summer I will have it moved, or maybe I'll have a burst of energy one weekend and I'll do it all then.
That'd be
We'll see.
fun.
We'll
Yeah, I'd like to
see.
do the Barbie auction soon because I'm like, I don't want to go through. Teresa is very
Oh
thorough with
yeah.
the way she did. She looks each one up. She found the website where like you can find their makeup and then like you can identify them. That I don't have the
Right.
patience to be honest. I'll do it for Bratz dolls because I'm passionate about those. But
Right,
Barbies is
right.
kind of like
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and they were a good deal and I knew I could make a little bit of money on them. So like I said, I'll probably just do a whatnot because that'd probably be the easiest way, and I could just hopefully someone will buy most of them and just throw them all in a box and you're good. But
Right.
I think I might do that. But then I'll have a bunch of accessories and clothes too, so I might just make random lots. I don't
Mhm.
know. I think that's the best way to do it because I just have so much. I
Yeah.
didn't expect to pick up like 3 tubs of Barbies and a suitcase of Barbies, so it'll be enough for a good show. But that'll probably be after I'm healed up. So maybe next week. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll see. So I'll just be chilling here. So, and I'm hoping there's no citywides this weekend because I'm like I would hate to miss out if I'm not feeling well. So
I have a
otherwise,
lot.
like I said, my friend said she'd take me around,
She'd
but
take
I'm
you
like,
around, yeah. Mhm.
yeah. So we'll see if there's actually sales that worth getting out of the house for me. If not, I'll just have kind of a weekend off, which is fine. That's kind of what I was
Uh-huh.
counting towards, which is why I got so much stuff. But
Right, right.
and then I went and detailed my car yesterday too, because I like having a clean car, but having 3 carloads full of stuff. There's dust all over my seats and like it bugs me. So I'm like, I'm gonna, this car wash place I go to, they give you the free vacuums and they work really nice. And they give you like a multi-purpose spray so you can spray down your seats and wipe them down. So now my car is all spick and span. And now
mine
I need to
is terrible. You
put
wouldn't
a
like
blanket on the seat. I need to have a clean car. It's like one of my things. Like I need to. It's like my office. My car is kind of like my office, right? Because you're going to garage sales. And
mine is between the pollen. It just stuck to it.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to go through the car wash, but it's been raining for like a week. And so 2 weeks ago, when I went to garage sales, when it wasn't raining, and I was driving around, and it was nice out, and I had the windows down, and I would stop, and a couple of places I stopped, the wind picked up, like in a couple hours,
like a big
into
gust.
It's just got windy. Like this one poor lady, like her stuff was blowing everywhere. I was helping her pick stuff up.
Oh man!
So where I parked and I went to a couple garage sales, they had maple trees. You know, the little helicopters.
Yeah.
There's like a million of them in the bottom of my car because they all blew in the open windows. I'm like, oh man. At this point, well, hopefully next year I'll be getting a new car. So my car's 10 years old. That's exciting.
Ooh.
My sister got a new car. It's really nice. I like it.
I love my car. I have
what do you have?
I have a Chrysler 300C, so that's like the luxury edition. I like it because I like sporty vehicles, but I also want something all-wheel drive because of the snow we get.
Right.
So I used to have a Mustang, and that thing would get stuck in the middle of intersections when there was just like 2 inches of snow. So anyways, now I have my Chrysler, and I love it. I know people have crap to say about Chrysler, but it's the car I wanted. I bought it. I don't owe anything on it. I bought it outright. I was happy. And I fit so much in that car. Like, my husband wanted a new office chair when we lived in Lincoln, Nebraska. This was before we moved back here. Found an office chair that's worth like $200, but it was at this Goodwill for like $30. So I called him like, hey, do you want it? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy it. And I didn't really think it through. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to fit. I barely got it to fit in my car. It fit in my back seat, just barely. Like I had to like finagle it a certain way so that we fit in the car. And another time he wanted a recliner, and I found a recliner at a garage sale for like $20. The recliner came apart, like the back seat part came off.
Oh no,
so it was just
the first time ever.
And we got it to fit. Oh, you froze.
No. We've never had this happen. Are you there?
Hello?
Okay. That was the first time ever. You froze.
Oh, you froze for me.
I guess we just both froze. That's never happened before. First time ever.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, so I fit this recliner in my car, and it fit. And it's just it's basically as close to an SUV that you can get with a car experience. But now it's kind of like, if I wanted a bigger vehicle, I would definitely get an SUV, so that way garage sales, like I could fit a lot more in my vehicle. But of course, I bought this vehicle before I started reselling, so I wasn't really thinking that in mind. But it's a nice vehicle. It's got heated cooled seats, heated cooled cup holders. Some of them have the nice sunroof. I don't like sunroofs, so but mine doesn't have that. It's got a bunch of space. I can like fold the seat down, so if I have something super huge, it could fit in my trunk, but it also like go into my car. So yeah, I love my car.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I was like, I can't imagine if I kept my Mustang, if I would have been able to get around very well with garage sales.
You
like
need a
you
trailer
can't fit a lot in a Mustang.
Yeah. Or a thing on the top.
Yeah, exactly. So love it. Love that vehicle. It fits so much stuff in it.
Nice.
And the trunk is very spacious too. So it allows me to hold a bunch of stuff. But yeah.
Nice.
And I just checked the garage sale ads, and they just added some 9 minutes ago. There's one on Wednesday. Oh gosh, there's one on Wednesday.
I know we have some that were rescheduled because it rained all weekend. Friday, it was Was it Friday or Thursday? No, Thursday I took my sister to the doctor. Friday I went to estate sales and it
Mhm.
was pouring, 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 pouring.
Mhm.
And then Saturday I took my mom. It didn't pour, but it rained, like straight all day. So
Mhm.
I didn't go out on Saturday. I organ I listed some stuff and Sunday, I think I did I go somewhere Sunday? No, Sunday it poured too. So yeah. So I think because
It
there's a
was
bunch that are
like,
going to be rescheduled for this weekend. I know our neighborhood one is
ooh.
this weekend. Um I got a lot. I got to take my son somewhere this weekend. We're supposed to we belong to a pool and you have to if you go and do clean up before the pool opens, you get like
Mhm.
$100 back on your fees. So we're supposed to do that Saturday. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
My husband might be doing that and then I'll be
Just
um
send him out.
uh-huh. And then well he can have the $100. He paid it anyway. So um and then yeah, so hopefully this weekend's gonna be nice. It's just been dull and it's not raining today, but like the sun hasn't been out in a few days.
Yeah, that Friday
So
that I went out to the two
mhm.
citywides, it was like sleeting, kind of, almost borderline snowing. Like it was so cold out, I could see my breath when I was breathing outside. It was so cold. Um,
Wow.
it was really cold. And I think that's why I was able to get to that one sale. Well, one, because it was unmarked, the why I was able to get the brats. One, the sale was unmarked, like there was no signs.
Mhm.
And it was also the weather was not very good, so I wonder if there was people that didn't go out that day. Because 'Cause I'm like, there's like, it was already like 10 o'clock. I'm like, there's no way there should have been brat stalls sitting unless no people just don't care about it in that town. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, isn't it weird how like you go and you're like, how is this still here? Like, you know,
Like so, like yeah.
forget where I was and I bought something really good and it was like the last sale I went to. I'm like, how is this still here? But like it's just what people are looking for, what they're interested in, what they value. Like you were talking about like Barbies, you're just, you're going to do a whatnot for them because you don't want to look them up, but like you would look up the brat dolls and like, vice versa somebody else might do. Like I didn't know brats. I
Mhm.
see brats all the time. I had no idea,
Mhm.
you know, that they could be. I know the Monster High thing, but I think Monster High are cool. Like, I mean, it's not
Yeah,
like anything I
neat.
played
They're
with or
really
anything, but
neat.
I think they're super cool.
Yeah.
Brats are just, I don't know. I never would have thought I should be looking at them, and now I gotta look at them. So, but and I look at like I got a lot of. Oh, I know what it was at. I went to a church sale, and I went into they had different rooms, and I went to the toy room, and there were like bags of like little people, and I got those. They were like a couple bucks a bag.
Mhm.
Um, and there was um Playmobil, and it's just like a little building. And I picked it up and looked at it, and I was like, probably the building, not, it's like a little kid thing. But I looked in
Mhm.
it and there's all these Playmobil. I haven't even looked at them yet. Because again, that was from last weekend.
Uh-huh.
And I haven't even looked at it yet. I opened it up and there was like all them. I was like, well, I think they're like kind of like minifigs, you know what I mean? Like they're,
Okay.
people
Okay.
people look for them, certain ones and stuff. And I think, I don't know that they're, like some of the Lego minifigs go crazy, but I think that they will sell. And it was only like $1, this whole house, and it's like chock full of those little figurines in there. I was like, well, how did nobody pick this up? And I was like, I don't know. But I've been to sales like that before. I'm like, how did nobody pick this up?
Some people I guess just don't
And it's
know.
like
I
it
don't
was like
know.
that one sale, like that lady was all about clothes. She was all about clothes. So her band t-shirts were $10, but the mugs were I got four things for $1, or a couple or $1 each or something like that. It's
Guess you
kind of
never
what
know.
people
'Cause, like,
value things at.
it was just weird how Friday worked out because Friday, I got up, I went to the first citywide, and then I got done with that first citywide around lunchtime, so I went to the other town, ate lunch, and then I started going to all the sales there. At that
Mhm.
second town in the afternoon, I found pretty much nothing. I went
Yeah.
to maybe 20 sales in that town. It was
Mhm.
all picked over. I didn't find
Yeah.
much of anything, and it was sad, but then there's cases like what you said where you go and you find just this random thing. It's like, what? Why is it still there? You just
Yeah.
never know, especially with, like,
What's wrong? What's wrong
citywide
with
sales
it?
with, like yeah, or, like, with small towns, you just maybe, some people don't wanna travel from, like, where I live, and then where these 2 citywides where it's, like, maybe 20, 30 minutes to the town. So I'm
Mhm.
like, some people from here, like, don't wanna go, so it's sometimes just a bunch of people in that town or surrounding towns going to these sales.
Yeah.
I guess you never know. But I haven't seen any other, like, pickers that I see here over in these other towns, except
Yeah.
one time. But I think, a lot of them have families or children. They can't
Yeah.
really leave town just willy-nilly. But
Right.
I just sent my mom a screenshot of there's 4 garage sales starting tomorrow. And I'm like, "Oh, no." There's one starting at 8 a.m. I'm like, "I do have enough time to probably hit that one really fast, but I probably shouldn't because I need to be at the surgery center by 8:30." If I'm, like, trying to figure out a way in my head to go to the sale. Anyways.
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
Who was it? Corey was like, send my husband to these sales with with FaceTime on his phone and go
Right.
through these sales for me. And I'm like, no, he wouldn't do that. Anyways, that's all I've
That's
got. I
hilarious.
mean, I don't know. Hopefully we both find some good stuff this weekend. And
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't really have any that like they don't I'll find about if there's any estate sales. They usually don't post where and when and until like maybe like when's tomorrow. And we don't usually have any midweek garage sales. There's a few that end up on Fridays, but I don't have
mm-hmm.
ones in the middle of the week. So, and
I
it
am
does go ahead.
good.
No, you go ahead. I was going to change the
I was gonna
subject.
say
So.
I was just curious because I'm like, these fairy lamps are cool. Do they have any black ones? And I'm looking on eBay and I don't see any. Like the one I just sold, but just a black one. Because I
I
think that'd
don't
be cool
think
to put a candle in, but
Viking has like certain colors. You know what I mean?
hmm
Like that's the Viking green that you sold. There's Viking
uh-huh.
blue mink, and like they have specific colors. I've never seen black. Um, maybe like a Fenton would have one like black painted. Because
Yeah. I'm just
Fenton did
looking
make
because I'm like, they're cool. Like I would
yeah
love to keep one, but the two I picked up are just
yeah
not colors that I would keep.
right right.
Anyways, that's
Let's see.
well, it's Friday when you guys are seeing this. I hope you'll have
Yeah,
a wonderful
happy
weekend.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, and happy picking. Hopefully you guys find some good stuff. I've heard mixed things um about people mixed things about people's eBay stores lately, so I'm hoping
Yeah, it's like you're on
things
fire
pick
and
up.
I'm not. I mean, partially, I wasn't listing as much, but I have been, you know, more consistent
Mhm.
now. But so hopefully it's starting to pick up. I had a
Yeah, I'm trying to be
terrible weekend.
consistent. I list at
So,
least one thing a day, but now with 1,000
yeah.
listings and now a big pile of stuff here in my basement, I have
hmm
no reason to not be listing more than one item a
Oh, I
day.
have no
So
reason to not either, but I'm.
we should do like a collaboration like listing goal, like to keep each
I
other accountable.
know.
Although I don't need that because like some days I'll list like 50 things in one day. That's all I'll do. I'll stand there at my listing table and I'll just sit there and watch YouTube and list all day. And I have no problem doing that. With other days I'm just like, I don't want to list. So I'll like use a couple drafts. Like I use the drafts, those are like my emergency. Like
Right.
say the day gets too crazy and I had no time to list and it's 11:59 p.m. list a couple things.
Yeah.
Like That's
Yeah.
it. So
I know. I need the goal to be accountable. I would like to just, on days that I don't list, like I would like to just have enough and like schedule ahead so I have some every day.
does it
Maybe
cost
I'll
money to schedule
I'll
ahead,
get
or
there.
did they just remove that?
No, they removed it, remember?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. We haven't
I
got
mean,
100
I
subscribers
haven't done it,
yet.
but I know.
Yeah.
That was what I was going to bring up.
Keep checking.
Discord chat is dead to us. We did not get one
more
more
subscriber.
to celebrate in this podcast. We'll have to do it next time. So hopefully we'll get one more between now and next
we
week.
got to get Ken SSK promo to shout us out again. Maybe we'll get our
Yeah.
the special
All right.
guest drama. I just saw the title you just put for the last episode. Vegas Baby with special guest drama on YouTube ?
That was the
It's
initial
done
lady
pretty good.
drama. Yeah.
That's oh man.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all I got.
Yep.
Maybe we'll have something more to talk about next weekend. I don't know. Maybe we'll have drama start. I think we'll wait for them to start drama.
Start a beef with somebody. I know.
Yeah,
I'm not a drama starter. I'm just a drama observer. I like to observe.
Yeah. Yep. Sit there and grab your popcorn.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Well, have a great weekend. We will see you next week.
Yep.
And happy picking.
Hope your sales go well this week.
Grab your death pile support pigs and
yeah, and your Enamans and all your
Yep.
And hopefully it goes well.
I had to explain the concept of the Enaman to my husband earlier, and he's like, "Kevin? That's Kevin's? Like, that's his thing?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh." I guess he just didn't see it from Kevin, but anyways.
That's funny.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.